that noise?
Let's try and do it with my eyes. It didn't work.
Touch your eyeball.
Ew, fuck you. It burns. Ah, God, stop it. The fuck is your problem?
It does burn.
Yeah.
I should have washed my hands before I took that bath. After.
There's the intro.
Before and after. Oh, my eyeball's on fire now.
Your mother listens to JPDUB and Hill, Karen. You faithless slide.
Be silent. Welcome, everybody, to Juice Pro Wrestling episode 82. Yeah! Nervous breakdown, because you know what? I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. My head really hurts. Yeah. We're back. And better than ever. We're back. And wetter than ever. That's right. Chug that fucking water, Sreten. We're back with the last episode from October, baby. Looking forward to the future. First of all, I'd like to take this minute to thank you all out there in the JPWU for listening to episode 80 with Kobe Durst and 81 with Alex Hammerstone. Those were some killer episodes, some killer interviews we cut, man.
Hammer, smash, fist.
It was face.
Face.
He's talking about all the fucking botches at Galli, and he brings them here. Jesus Christ.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna come. Anyways, yeah, thank you all for listening to that. I had a great time cutting interviews with those guys. You can expect a lot more killer content in the future from us. From, you know, guys you want to hear shit from, like Alexander Hammerstone.
In the year and a half we've been doing this, we haven't done much hype stuff. You know, posting content to say coming soon stuff. Well, beginning in November, the hype train begins.
Yeah.
I'm always very conservative about that stuff, so I want to always talk you out of it unless we know what we're doing. Well, we know what we're doing, and we're doing some cool shit.
That's fucking right, because we always do. And you guys know that out there listening, or you wouldn't listen.
Well,
right? You go listen to like all the other boring motherfuckers out there doing all that boring shit.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
You could go listen to those other finger sniffers.
Yeah.
Or you go listen to the best pro wrestling podcast in the universe.
Hey, guess what? It's time for the news! Yeah! It's time for the news. This week in the news, something that happened within the past couple days, something I really don't want to touch too much on because I'm sick of hearing about it. It's a little taboo, but Jordan Miles, aka ACH, who was a guy who competed all over the world, Ring of Honor, TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever you want to call him, and so on and so forth. Great athlete. Here's the deal. WWE released a bunch of shirts for NXT guys.
I didn't hear anything about this. You asked me earlier today, and I was like,
yeah. So they released this shirt, right? It's all black shirt, and it's a really stupid fucking shirt to begin with. So I mean, it's a red logo, and it says Jordan Miles in white, but it kind of looks like the old like Sambo blackface deal. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm talking about?
like the old picture shows, like where everybody
the big lips, that fucking shit.
Yeah.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, so that came out. He was very, very upset about it, and he's been very active on Twitter about this shit. And you know, hey, rightfully so. It's like I said, it's a very taboo subject. I don't want to get too much into it, other than the fact that WWE did pull the shirt, okay? And there's been, you know, rumors that he approved the design, and then he's coming back and saying, well, it was only approved or something like that because Triple H was really high on it, and they wanted like it to look like teeth and the red mark, and it's so fucking dumb. It's like, here's the thing. This is all I'm going to say about it because it's getting a lot of fucking bullshit. And, I mean, he's going off for a guy who's a hell of a talent and athlete. This dude, I mean, feel how you want to feel. And if I can't really comment anymore on that, but he's going off of guys like Jay Lethal calling him an Uncle Tom and stuff like that. That's just, come on. It's fucking 2019, people. Where the fuck are we at? That's all I got to say about it. Get over it. Get over fucking all this bullshit. I mean, I get where he's coming from to an extent, but we got to move on. We got to love each other. So, next
In the news.
I concur.
Do you concur?
I concur.
Oh, well, I'm glad
I agree
you
with
concur. Next, WWE 2K20 is out. And it is a steaming hot pile of shit.
Shit show!
Oh, God. This game came out with many a fucking glitches. I've seen shit all over the web of guys like playing this game and like there's characters just spinning around in the fucking ring uncontrollably, like Exorcist style,
Melting into the ring.
Yeah,
Six cocks in hell, Karen.
what the fuck was that? All kinds of fucked up glitches in the create a character, like just faces morphing. There's someone posted a picture of Byron Saxton announcing his eyes are like one's over here, one's over there, and like. He made a funny comment on Twitter about that. Come on, guys, get your fucking act together. And I haven't bought the 2K series in a couple of years now. For one, I've kind of alluded to this maybe in just private conversations with you, Sret, but sports games, they need to really kind of look at like the UFC, how they model their games. It's like every couple of years, do that shit and just provide data updates or whatever you got to do, because when you're forcing out a game like that, and
they're never gonna do it.
Yeah, and Ukes I heard pulled out, or WWE got rid of them, or they ended their relationship. So 2K kind of come in and like had to rush it, to get it out. It didn't work. How's that working for you guys?
Well, they'll never wait 3 years. People have been bitching about Madden for years, and it's because they crank one out every year.
Yeah.
And it's a huge revenue stream because people buy that shit.
Yeah, the same shit as like Call of Duty. Like, come on, man. People still buy that, and there's been a lot of caca-poo-poo with that.
Yeah. And you shouldn't buy caca-poo-poo.
No. But anyways, big thumbs down to WWE 2K20. I was kind of I like playing that game because the creative suite and all that shit, you can download all people in their, however you fucking say it, your creative suite, creative studio, whatever, the creative character, there's like a whole community for that, and people make some damn badass authentic characters, and I love downloading them and checking out the movesets.
That's where the PC gaming version is like cool, because they get those guys get crazy.
You can make your dream matches. That's why I love the older, like maybe 2K, what was it, 14, or it was WWE 14 or whatever the last one was with The Rock on it. It was still a little bit kind of arcadey, but dude, you can have like 100 fucking characters on there, almost 200 or something, and you just veg out and have these dream matches and scenarios. That's what I like doing. I don't know about you guys out there. Let us know. Call the voicemail at 1-872-267-4199. Had to squeeze those cheeks real tight. Yeah. So that's what I like doing with that. But yeah, big thumbs down to what they're doing right now. It's bullshit. So you guys are gonna have to wait for the Chikara action arcade wrestling game to hit consoles. I believe it's out on Steam right now, and Retromania Wrestling, of course.
Coming
What up,
soon.
Mike?
Spring 2020. Yeah, first quarter. Yeah. Retromania 1, 2K, shirt.
One love. Is that how they do it in tennis?
Yes.
I'm so smart.
15 love.
Yeah.
30 love.
30 love.
40 love.
Here's something that's not really news. Jim Cornette's still an asshole.
Ooh. You know what? When we first started doing this, and I started listening to Jim Cornette, like do all his, he's a
very knowledgeable guy. Here's the
he's
thing.
a super knowledgeable guy. I'm as a new fan.
Mhm.
And I'll say this as quickly as I can. I am mad at him because
1.
he always talks about how all these guys are breaking kayfabe and doing all this, and he's the worst one. And I didn't know.
Are you saying
I
he's a
think
hypocrite?
He's a massive hypocrite. I thought he didn't have a job. I didn't know he was doing stuff for
he's
people.
doing shit everywhere. He's been a part of NWA,
I did not know that. So he needs to
Ring
shut
of
his
Honor,
mouth about
TNA.
breaking down these matches.
Well, it's
Because he sounds Nothing. It all sounds like he's in character, and
it does sound
bullshit.
It's work. It does sound like a work, and he's
terrible,
getting people riled up.
like the worst work.
Man, here's my thing. We've said a million times, we're not trying to be fucking negative. We want to accentuate the positives, hide the negatives. So we'll tell you if something sucks. Like don't check it out. But I ain't gonna waste an hour of your fucking time saying, guess what, Jim Cornette's fucking doo-doo head, and I hate him.
That's right.
Because to be honest with you, I don't agree with a lot of shit he says on Twitter. I'm just like, man, dude, like if I could only say some stupid shit like that and get attention, I mean, it would be awesome. But I can't lower myself to that level.
It's not fun.
It's not cool. But I do, when he's on NWA Power, I like his commentary. And the fact of the matter is, Jim Cornette is a motherfucker who's been in the business a long time, and he has a lot of knowledge of the business. It's whether he's working his angle or not, whether he believes that guys like, Joey Ryan and Orange Cassidy, like they're all garbage and whatever. Who cares? At the end of the day, whether it's true or not, it's his opinion. If you don't like it, great. If you like it, great. It's just, it ain't my cup of tea,
Well, I like listening to wrestling stuff on YouTube and wrestling podcasts. And his shit keeps messing up my... What did I say?
Nothing.
What did I say?
Go ahead.
Oh God, I thought I said something I shouldn't have said. No, I like listening to all that stuff, and his shows keep screwing up my YouTube algorithm because I don't want to hear him talk anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm always like,
because he's like, you guys out there gonna do that shit that in the South, fucking biscuits and gravy and woohoo.
Well, I thought last week AEW's commentary was. I had such a good time listening to them.
I was pleasantly surprised with Dark because I've came out publicly and said via social media numerous times in the Juice Pro Wrestling Universe group on Facebook and Twitter, I was never a big fan of Taz's commentary.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Never, ever a fan.
For last week.
I did enjoy on Dark. Maybe it's because I haven't heard him in a while, and maybe he's gotten better. I know he does the Taz show and shit with like CBS or whoever the hell that is, NBC, whatever. I don't know that affiliation. So hey, please feel free to castrate me because you know more than I do. I enjoyed it. It was fucking awesome. Him and Excalibur it was a good mix. Like I wouldn't be disappointed to have them guys as a full-time AEW Dark thing, but I also wouldn't be disappointed to have that kind of being a revolving door to maybe past commentators of professional wrestling in general or specific commentators in a certain area, much like Taz was. They did it because they were in Philly, ECW. Come on. What you gonna do? I fucking loved it.
I had a good time.
I thought it was great. I thought AEW last week was fucking killer. NWA was killer.
You guys liked NWA. My gripe was I thought Cornette was being a real tryhard with his like catchphrases.
Yeah, well, he always does that, but I do like those because he's got those old like Southern. He'd be like somebody's fucking old grandpa saying, Down, he's trying to get in there like a bullfrog stuck in a tight place, and it's
normally I'd love that
whatever
shit,
the fuck,
but because
it's him saying
I don't like
you gotta
him.
Get past it. I don't really care for him either, but I love that shit.
Yeah, no, like he
I
was
mean, I'm not
saying,
gonna tell
like,
you, hey, I don't want your life.
No.
I mean,
I get past it as soon as I stop listening to anything
I get
else he
past it
does.
once I hear into the fire. Speaking of that, also in the news, and this is a good segue. Shout out to my boy Brad Vanderzee, my bandmate, my brother, my homie from Handsome Prick. He is also in the band Dirty Dead, which download their shit on iTunes and Bandcamp and Spotify. He also just came out with a new album with his band Poor. That's Point of Our Resistance. Glutton for Punishment, some good, fast, heavy new grind from California and the Midwest, kind of mashed together. But I am pleased to tell you guys, it's Sreten's heard it. He's winking right now because it's very tasty.
Oh, yeah.
So Brad came out and hung out at Casa de la Jugo last week. And he's like, hey, man, got a little treat for you. I'm like, what's going on? So not only did I get to hear the new Pink Machines jams, which are fucking killer. And for those of you out there that don't know, you can find Pink Machines on Bandcamp and Facebook as well. What that is that's a one-man rock and roll, grind, punk, blues explosion. He's all over the place. He's playing guitar, bass, drums, doing vocals, tambourines, all kinds of shit, man. He's managed to blend all these different styles of music and create something that nobody has heard and nobody thought could be done and put together. Yeah, I mean, he's even got Alicia Keys cover on this. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, so I got to hear the rough mix, that shit. And he comes at me, he's like, hey, Juice. And I'm like, yo, Bradley V, what's up? And he's like, ballhead hoes. No, that was later on after a few Budweiser's hell, yeah. But he's like, hey, man, got a treat for you. I'm like, what do you got? He's like, I got your theme. I'm like, no fucking way. And he let me hear it. And let me just say this. Sreten's heard it. I cannot wait for you all to hear this. We will be debuting a new theme song when it's ready. So in due time, and when it drops, you guys will be able to download it. And you're going to hear it, obviously, on the show. But it's fucking amazing.
It's great.
And it's befitting of, the baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
Which be warned, it'll get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Because I wanted to just throw it out there real quick right now. But can't have a fucking taste right now unless you're indulging in that Modelo. Yeah. Indulging that Modelo. Shout out to our boys at Two Heels in the Face. What up, Charlie? It's Charlie's birthday. It was like a week or two ago.
Was it?
Yeah, Charlie and Chris. What up, guys?
What's up, guys?
But yeah, so shout out to my boy Brad. He cut a really fucking killer theme song for this podcast, and you guys are gonna be stoked about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got for the news right now. Got more shit to fucking report.
I will report my weekend experience with local wrestling.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the JPDUB topic of the week?
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of young ages, why the fuck are you listening to this podcast?
Because it's the best pro wrestling podcast on earth.
That's right. Don't be so subtle about it. Say it loud, say it proud, brother.
You know my nickname.
This
Momentum
is Where
Killer.
in the World is Sreten San Diego?
Dude, I kind of am everywhere.
Yeah, he is everywhere. And he was everywhere representing the JPDUB this past weekend in Chicagoland, checking out shows from Freelance Wrestling and Galli Lucha. So bring it on home, baby.
So, Freelance did a show on Friday and Saturday. Saturday was our Halloween show. I didn't get to go to that.
Well, Saturday was the Freelance Underground.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't get to go to that. I didn't get to go to that, but I did go Friday with a buddy of mine. I took him to his first wrestling show, and it was, dude, it was great.
Did you say doo-doo's great?
Doo-doo is great, and dude, it was great.
That doo-doo brown.
You guys
that
learned
doo-doo
something
brown.
about me.
To the
I
left.
love shit.
Now slide, baby, slide.
Shit.
Shit, baby, shit.
So I planned the evening. I stopped. There's a wrestler, like pro wrestling friendly shop like a mile away called the Beer Temple. Some of the best beers you can get. Awesome place.
What is this place?
It's called the Beer Temple.
In Chicago?
Chicago. Logan Square. All this shit's in Logan Square. I mean, Logan Square Auditorium is
Yeah.
where the event was at.
Played
But
there.
Beer Temple's also in Logan Square, and used to be just a place to get beer, just a liquor store. They just had beer, but the owner is like super duper obsessed with fresh beer, so he sends shit back all the time. He's always got new stuff from all over the country.
Did you talk to this gentleman?
We will talk to him. He used to be very accessible, but they expanded in the last year and a half. So now they got a
So is
full
my
tap
waistband.
room. Yes, you have. Yes, it has.
Don't tell the people that.
You're so fat.
So is mine. Oh, man, too many beers at these events.
Back on track, motherfucker.
So had a couple drinks there. Had a couple of the tasty beers. My buddy Lalo met me up. My plan was if I get enough beers in him, he'll come with me, and it worked. So we got in there, and I saw Chris from Two Heels in a Face. He was helping out at the door, moving around a little bit, being cool. Talked to him, and then we went in there, saw some familiar faces. Dude, everybody's friendly. The crowd is one of the best crowds I've seen. And again, I haven't been to a lot of live shows, but it's one of the best crowds I've ever seen.
And that's what I've heard
Or I've
about
been around.
Freelance, man.
Yeah.
I heard that it's our kind, it's our culture, you know. It's
This ring is set up in the middle. It's not a
Yeah.
huge place. Ring is set up.
I love that ring too. I love that logo, dude.
Yeah. And I think you can squeeze in maybe 50 people on each side of the ring. One's blocked off because of the entrance.
Yeah.
And dude, the crowd is just great. They interact well. They're excited for every wrestler, and everybody that wrestles is great. So I saw, like I said, some familiar faces.
We got to see Tom from I Illuminate Events.
Talked to Tom for a
My
little
boy
bit.
Tom.
I did miss.
Hell yeah.
I did miss his. I did miss Stone Cold.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I missed it. I got there late, but I did talk to him.
That's all right. Because
talked
you
to
could go on our Instagram and check it out.
Yeah.
Juice Pro Wrestling on Instagram. Follow us. I illuminate events as well. If you're looking for cheap lighting, affordable, I don't mean cheap, but affordable lighting for your wrestling event, your fucking party, your concert, whatever you want to do, hit them up. They're on Facebook, and they have a website too, iilluminateevents.com.
Yeah, Tom's good people. So I talked to him, talked to Chris, talked to Val.
Venus?
From Warrior.
Hell. Oh, yeah. Oh, what up, Val? What up, girl? Hey.
Talked to her. She's doing the work. Saw, like I said, saw some familiar people and just enjoyed the wrestling. It was good. Shotzi
Blackheart?
It was one of her last shows.
Yeah. She's heading
so
to
I got
NXT.
to see her. Yeah, I got to see her.
Who'd she wrestle?
Man, I don't know.
Multiple
head injuries.
you.
Some other people. I don't know.
It's all right.
But she did, like, everybody did really well. It was fun.
So good vibes, like all
great
together.
vibe,
Just, like,
man.
was it like a party atmosphere? Like,
yeah. It wasn't like crazy. Like the bar was, people were going back and forth from the bar. Everybody was friendly. Like you can get a good, like anywhere you stand in that place, you got a great seat.
And this is at Logan Square, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Logan Square Auditorium. So,
Yeah.
And it's an old school auditorium, an old place. Looks like an old church hall. But it's cool. And everybody was cool. Like from the time we got there to when we left, everybody was super cool.
What time did you leave? I'm curious.
Great question. I don't know. End of the night's a little phasey. A little fuzzy.
A little phasy.
We didn't
This
stay to the end.
motherfucker right here.
We didn't stay to the end. I got tired.
Really?
Yeah, I did get tired.
You just said on air that you pussed out on Freelance.
I did. Sometimes I puss out.
Jesus Christ. That's all right, because I didn't even go, unfortunately. But
no,
you know,
dude, it was great.
family.
And I took, dude, I ended up getting so excited about it, so I just kept going back and forth for more Modelos, and that was not the move. So that's kind of why I left. I was like full of liquid.
That's
wasn't
how
even
I was,
like the beer. I just had so much liquid in my body.
Dude, that was like how I felt when we went to Impact.
Yeah.
Like when we left, and you saw, like, by the time I got in the car, like, dude, just lay down. Like,
you know what I was happy
like,
about?
"Whoa."
Stupid thing. When you're in crowds like that, mixed company, you get a lot of like event farting.
Oh,
There was really no event farting. Yeah.
I thought you meant you were doing it.
Oh no, I don't do it. I have manners.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty fucking.
Yeah, I wait
You know,
till.
we're trying to attract listeners, not fucking detract.
No, I'm saying you walk around and you're having a good time. You're screaming and suddenly
having
you
a
inhale
good time. I
some
don't
rude
want to
person.
smell your hoe.
Yeah. So, place smelled good.
Nice.
It was
Did you
cool.
see Jeremy there?
I did. Jeremy.
Jeremy,
had a-
hello.
Jeremy was very serious. He gave me the eye. I got scared. I almost tripped over myself. And
Mother
so,
sucks cocks in hell.
Jeremy, take it easy. Why so serious?
Settle down, Jeremy.
No, I talked to him for a little bit. It's good to see him. Yeah, it was cool. There's people that I'm just meeting and talking to. So, like everybody that I approach so far, especially
They get
this
afraid because
weekend,
you're like so big.
I'm not that big.
I think you're big, you know?
Well, I never wear shirts.
Plus, they know what happens, you know, when you get watered after midnight. A certain fucking giant comes out. But anyways.
What kind of giant?
Oh, what's up, Andre?
Hey, you know what?
What's up?
I am in no way associated with that dickhead Sreten, so
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
so whatever you
Unfortunately,
just said, it is not canon. Gotta go.
All right. Always good to have Andre John on the show, exclusively on Juice Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. So I had a really good time. I'm gonna go again.
Yeah, and I'll be with you. I've been meaning to check out. Like I was just talking to Matt Nix on Twitter. I'm like, you know, he's another guy that we got lined up to have on the show, and we're gonna cut a killer episode for all you guys with him. I was like, dude, you guys are the promotion, like the one that I haven't been to that I've been itching to go to for a while. It's just the stars haven't aligned yet, you know?
Dude, they do them often.
Yeah.
They're really cool. And like the thought crossed my mind. They're like Chicago's just a great city for anything you want to do, music, wrestling, anything.
Entertainment.
But I was talking with somebody, and they're like, because I had a wedding the next day, and they're like, they said, "What'd you do last night?" And I explained myself. And they're like, "You went to a wrestling show?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Chicago has wrestling?" And I was like, "Chicago has a great wrestling
Chicago
scene."
has all the wrestling. Like, you know, not just because we're here and we're in the area.
Oh, it's not well, actually, it is fanboy stuff because like we're so close.
Yeah.
Technically, we're Chicago. You know, because there's a lot of suburbs up north on the north side and stuff. They claim Chicago. I want to claim Chicago.
Why not? Yeah. Next episode. Yeah, if you're only fucking 25, 30 minutes away, you're what?
And for something like Freelance, and there's other promotions, like we'll get to it. And there's up and coming, like I Love Warrior, and they keep growing and doing cool shit.
And there's a couple more that have just popped
MLW
up,
loves. That's one of their favorite places to like do events is in Chicago because the crowds are great, man, and people are cool, and it is like so far we've been to a couple spots and it's a lot of the same faces and new faces, but it keeps growing because people are seeing like what Chicago has to offer. Like, dude, the wrestlers are cool, like everybody's just really good, so people come in and have a good time.
Yeah, it's exclusive for all you cool motherfuckers out there.
That was my Friday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday.
Sunday.
Galli Lucha. Sorry if I pronounced anything incorrectly.
Carlos Galli, what's up?
They had, I think, the second one, but Galli Mania 2019.
Nice.
So I got to see Phoenix.
Really?
He was the main event with Gringo Loco. Ray Phoenix.
Am I saying the wrong Gringo Loco?
Yeah, they wrestled. They had a match. I got to stand like 5 feet from this dude.
Yeah.
They had a great match.
Been there, done that.
They had a great match. But yeah, the luchador stuff. It was in a sports complex, like a place where you play soccer and stuff, and they set it up in Melrose Park. Okay. I guess they do it. So shout out again to Two Heels and a Face, Chris. I saw him. I talked to him for a little bit, and we sat down. And
was he like, I'm fucking sick of seeing you?
No.
Oh.
No, he
just
bought
because you're everywhere.
He bought. Actually, I almost embarrassed myself. He bought me a michelada, right?
Ooh.
And like, so there was a lady chugging.
Way in your heart.
There's a lady chugging a container of some sort of drink out of like a liter container.
It looked like an abortion.
And I thought she was drinking like Kool-Aid. I thought she was drinking Kool-Aid. And I was like, man, that lady is killing that drink. How sweet is that? How tasty is it?
Those babies.
Like, take it easy, lady.
Yeah.
And then I took a step closer and I saw like tahini sprinkled on the top of the cup. I was like, oh shit. I think I'm gonna go see if they have more because I mean they were big containers.
Really?
And
she was just fucking going to town,
just enjoying her drink.
Yeah,
but she had both her hands on it, and it looked like she was making out with somebody. Like her hands had were touching that cup like a gentle lover, you know. Anyways, so then I went to the bar and I saw Chris. We talked for a little bit. He bought me one, and he's like, "You want spicy or no spicy?"
Oh, you got spicy, right?
I was like, "Spicy."
Yeah, muy
Dude,
caliente.
it was delicious, but I took like a second or third swig, like right before the main event started, and the spice hit me in the throat. And I started choking and coughing.
was Chris there to fucking hit you in the
they
back?
didn't see me. I was playing it off. I coughed into my armpit and my belly, and like I folded.
You tried to man up.
I was like,
yeah,
I did. But then I finished it. I was like, there's no, and it was like the third sip of like a liter of drink,
cola,
a liter of cola.
Yeah.
But as far as the event goes, again, so the cool thing is like I've been a Warrior. We've been to AEW event. We'll be at MLW's event this week. Like each one of these are cool in their own way. It's almost like a different personality. That's when we talk about why like what you like with this shit and don't like what you don't like. Just don't talk about what you don't like. Because I liked the whole weekend. Everyone.
But wait, you can't do that because everybody wants to hear what you don't like.
Whatever. But yeah, dude, the Lucha stuff is, I was surprised and it was great because it was the main thing I took out of it was, so the performers were really good. There were some crazy spots. I did a little bit of, what do you call the thing when like a little poop comes out and goes back in? Is that gopher something? Gophering?
Well, if it goes out and
is
goes
that some
back
sort of
in, that's called a suction cup.
Is that another sex move? What are we talking about?
What? Anyways.
What's that game at
Topple,
like, where the gopher comes out and you got to hit the gopher?
Oh, whack-a-mole.
Yeah, is that what when poop comes out and goes back in? Is that whack-a-moling?
I think that. Yeah, sure. We'll just go with that.
Whatever, man. But I got scared a bunch of times because dude, they were doing some crazy stuff, that like rope bounce stuff, and
the luchadors, man. It's
and then
Lucha
there was
Libre fucking nuts.
There was one dude that I gotta see him again. That was this really short. I think Chris said he's one of the owners,
Carlos,
or trainers. So, not the owner, but one of the trainers. But actually, he was one of the luchadors wrestling. Dude, he was dancing and stuff, and I was eating it up. It was great. He had these sexy waist moves and this big ass belly, and it was wonderful. And the dude moved, the dude moved great. But what I was gonna say, so Galli is, dude, it's soup. I mean, there's a little bit of swearing in Spanish, but there were so many kids out there. It was great, and because of how it's set up, every time a wrestler came out, all the kids would rush to the front and they would high five them and pat them on the back, and it was like that, like they're making wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Like there were so many kids
it's great
there, and
too.
it was great.
Mean, so a very Latino crowd, I take it.
Oh, I think I was one of like 3 white dudes.
Nice. I love that shit because I've been down to Mexico a few times with the bands and shit, and I've always wanted to experience that like firsthand, to be in Mexico, like Mexico City, nowhere where we were before, but and get that authentic just lucha libre where it comes from, because down there, I mean, that's wrestling's one thing up here, in the States and Canada and all that shit and beyond, right? But lucha libre is a fucking part of these people's culture, and it is an extreme part of it. I mean, it's passion.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. I got there, and when I saw
tacos
when I saw the people, so the thing that's exciting about right now with wrestling, and part of the draw for me, is it has a very, very good chance. So there's been, you're so gross. I'm gonna throw up. During my lifetime, there's been like 2 times where wrestling went mainstream, and it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
With golden era WWF, and then it was during like WCW and the Attitude Era, where it was more mainstream, where everybody knew what Stone Cold was doing.
Yeah.
Everybody had an NWO shirt, but it still wasn't as mainstream then in 97, 6, 7, whatever, as in the 80s with WWF. Now it might actually go mainstream again.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, if you see somebody, like, if you're listening to this, you're probably a wrestling fan. But the regular person on the street has their thoughts of wrestling. So sometimes when you tell people about it, you got to justify yourself.
They're premanige.
With the lucha stuff, man, there are grandfathers, grandmothers, little kids, like, and there's no like justification. They're going to a thing that's cool on a Sunday night and have fun.
Yeah,
like it was cool. In the intermission, you go and chill, go to the bathroom, get a drink, snacks, like, everybody's happy. The wrestlers doing other stuff. I don't know. And there was a part. I don't know. I didn't see any tacos.
I would have loved, like, I've been when I was down in Mexico and we played a couple places, they actually had a vendor, street taco guy inside the building, dude. Yeah. So it's like you're fucking rocking and shit, and then that whole aroma is just fucking like, woo!
I can't handle that. That'll turn me into a thief. I'll be fucking punching that thing into my car.
I know. Fucking Taco Tuesday.
Get arrested for trying to fit on. Yeah.
Fucking weird motherfucker.
Yeah. So, Galli Mania was cool. Like, the names of the wrestlers stick to you better than they stick to me. But there were some dudes that were super high performing. One thing that was also funny was this wrestler named Psycho Kid. Younger guy. He looked younger. So he had a match. At the end of the match, I think it was a 6-man tag. At the end of the match, he ends up, I think they won, but then
Did they won?
What is it? The bad guys, the Rudos?
Yes.
So they beat him up.
See.
3 of them beat him up, cut his head, so his face is covered in blood. He's bleeding, right? And
the juice.
And he's laying in the middle of the ring, and so he has a whole part of the crowd is supporting him, and they run in. And this one girl, real cute girl, runs into the ring too. And they're all running in, and I'm like, I think that's got to be like his lady, his girlfriend, something.
Yeah.
And so his face is covered in blood, and he like stumbles up and gets on a knee and fucking proposes with his face covered in blood.
Nice.
So I was like, I guess that's the way to do it.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's
he's like
fucking awesome.
covered in blood. Yeah, his face is covered in blood, and she's
like, no.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. So that happened.
That's
and then,
fucking a great story, dude.
Those dudes in the corner from Warrior, the last Warrior event, that were playing drums and stuff. Those dudes were there.
Oh, they're always yeah. We got to get those guys in here,
it's
man.
Real high energy, dude. It's part of it was loud.
Yeah.
I want to shout out a couple other people that I met there that I've met before. And I 100% apologize. We'll see you guys again because I see these guys at a lot of these that I sat with them after intermission, like I sat with Chris, and because I don't want to be disrespectful. I remember one guy's name, but I don't remember both of the dudes' names. And there was a girl there too, a friend of one of the dudes, I think. But everybody was, dude, they're so inclusive, and they're so cool. Like everybody was super cool and friendly. And after I stopped choking to death and I survived my michelada, I was like, it was just cool, man. Like definitely gonna go again. It's usually on Sundays, which is tough.
Yeah.
But
it's tough, but I like that, man. That's, to me, it's like, fuck, that's a family thing. Like, and here's the thing, just because something's family doesn't mean you can't say like
oh, they were cussing.
yeah, chinga tu madre, puto. You can fucking say that shit, like whatever. They're fucking words, people, get over it. You can still have a good time. I love that Sunday vibe, like especially if it's like a little earlier during the day, because you know me, I'm not a winter months type guy. When it gets dark on shit, I'm just like, ugh.
Dude, what kept popping into my head is like, it's another example. Like, we focus on wrestling, but we also talk about music and video games and pretty much like shit
Anything
that
that's
you
fucking
like.
cool, yeah.
Shit that's cool and you like. And like, it was another example that. So I get very annoyed. You know, I don't talk so much on this show. I'm gonna talk so much more.
He's doing it tonight, isn't he?
Doing it tonight, aren't I? There is so much cool shit to do in Chicago and everywhere. And one of my biggest, like, my two biggest gripes with a lot of the world is like when people are cynical.
Yeah.
And so like some of the what they call it, whatever, smart marks or whatever, when they bitch too much online or do whatever, like that cynicism and bull and like, oh, it can never be good. Like nothing can ever be, enjoy awesome stuff, whatever it is. I like
some people like it probably got a lot of weird dark closet fucking demons.
No, man, whatever. We get into it's such a boring topic, so I won't get into it. But the other thing is when you got somebody laying around the house or doing something and they're like, I'm bored. Dude, you don't have to be bored. There's so much cool shit out there.
Yeah.
Don't be bored. Go find what you like.
Don't go get a 12-pack and nothing to do.
And even if you like that, man, teach their own. Whatever you like, that's cool. I liked so much stuff, and like this last year with all these wrestling events and the people I've been meeting and like the creative people that we get around and like, man, I got to know Brad a little better. And that, dude, I'm telling you that, I mean, you guys are going to hear that intro. It's so good. Man, it's so good. But I'll shut up about that. Like, it was a good weekend for wrestling for me. And next weekend, supposed to, I hope, I mean, it's going to be good too. And, you know, so we'll see.
Yeah.
What is next segment?
Next segment. Well, you might as well. I'm gonna throw a little bit of a segue in here since you kind of already fucking did that. Coming soon, the Juice and Sreten at MLW Superfight pay-per-view this Saturday. You will see us there. We will be rocking and rolling hard as ever, real big, real hard, real stiff. Tell me, Sreten, why'd you do it? Why'd you get so damn big, so damn hard, so damn stiff? Why'd you do it?
Oh, it's going to be very fun.
It's going to be awesome. They got a killer fucking card lined up. We're going to see a lot of our homies there. So, Joseph Samael, you know I'm going to be hitting you up. Casey Lennox, you know I'm going to be hitting you up. Alex Hammerstone, you know I'm going to be hitting you up. And we're going to fucking have a good time. We're going to rock. We're going to see some great fucking wrestling. We're going to be out there handing out some free swag. We're going to be drinking beers with all you, hell yeah. And just doing what we do, which is fucking connecting with people getting hard in the fucking paint. And
connecting.
Yeah. Connect the dots. You know, something like that. And having a good time.
Dude, that card's great. I'm very excited.
It's going to be insane. And you guys can order the pay-per-view, I believe, through any local pay-per-view provider or the Fight TV app. You can check it out there.
Dude, it's $20.
It ain't. Yeah, $20 ain't shit. It's going to be amazing. That crowd's going to be red hot. I've been to 2 of their events now in Cicero. Both of them sold out. Both of them MLW Fusion TV tapings, and both of them extremely, extremely high fucking energy and just fucking entertaining. The last one I was hanging out with Jonathan Hood from ESPN. What's up, Jonathan? Man, dude, it doesn't get any better than that because that's a good mix of this shit. And I love it's in Cicero, so you got a lot of that Latino crowd. Those guys, the guys that like were at Warrior with the drums and shit and the fucking air horns, they're all there, dude, and they're in full fucking effect.
Dude, at
And
Galli
it's
Mania,
great,
they took the air horns to another level.
Did they?
There was like a 3-minute span where I was
No way.
yeah, I was getting ready to go crazy.
Like Jericho?
I was
remember?
getting ready to lose my shit. It was way too loud. Man.
Bro.
But dude, MLW has like I've recently like about a month ago I proclaimed, because I can only watch so much stuff. There's so much out there. About what I'm going to watch. I had to add MLW. It's so
Well, I told you, and we
You've been telling me, but I don't listen to what you be
half the
saying.
shit I say. Fucking asshole.
But dude, it's what I,
That's why it's called Fusion, man. Let me reiterate, because there is something for everybody on there. Much like, you guys, I love AEW. No disrespect to them. I like what they're doing. What they're doing, I think, is it's hip, it's cutting edge, it's modern, and it's a little bit of throwback. MLW, man, they're doing much of the same, and they need to get more eyes on the product. You can watch them via beIN Sports, the YouTube. You can always hit them up on Major League Wrestling or MLW on YouTube on their channel. Fusion, I think, comes out on Saturdays there. Man,
they have over 80 hours of content on YouTube from over the last year, just the last year.
And there's a lot of good shit. Shout out to Bruiser Bodie. He's seen him up in Waukesha, if that's how you say it. Waukesha Chevrolet. No.
That sounds right.
Yeah, in Wisconsin. Matter of fact, he's saying, man, I sound a little
What did he say?
He's saying some shit. He's saying,
You about 6 cocks in the hole, Karen. You
that
faithless
again?
slime.
fuck is that shit coming from? Oh, wait, they could see me in the video.
Your
doing it.
mouth.
It's my mouth housing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but he's seen Alex Hammerstone become the inaugural national or international openweight champion for MLW up there. So it's pretty cool. They got a lot. You're going to see a lot of superstars. You're going to see like Contra Unit. Joseph Samael, obviously, is a part of that. He's our buddy, our homeboy. We fucking love you, bro. Jacob Fott, too, who is the world heavyweight champ in MLW right now. Austin Aries is going to be there. You got Brian Pillman Jr., Teddy Hart, Davey Boy Smith Jr., the whole Hart Foundation, Casey Lennox. The list goes on and on and on. You're going to get to see a lot of cool shit. L.A. Park. It's fucking...
Dude, they got so many people.
I can't wait for you to go because you've never experienced this shit. Like, it's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, this, I love the theater it's in, and we're going to see a lot of our homies there, too.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
You've been threatened with the real deal. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, it's going to be coming soon to a theater near you. Yeah, check it out. Watch it this Saturday. Watch fucking MLW Superfight. I'll fucking find you. Yeah.
Thanks for yelling into my ears.
Oh, I could do that again. What do you want me?
I would like to feature a couple wrestlers.
Yes, Mr. Miyagi. Guess what? Sreten. It's time for the Wrestlers of the Week. Yeah.
God damn it.
So we also do this thing where we feature old and new school.
Yeah.
And we kind of give you guys a little bit of information and expect you to do a little bit of homework, much like what I'm going to talk about next after this. And go find these guys, find what they've done. You know, with mediums such as YouTube and all this other shit, it's very easy to look these guys up and see where they go, where they been.
And why we're talking about them, why we're interested in them, why they're interesting.
For sure. So we'll go with the first one, and I want to give this dude throw out a shout out to Jake Parnell, aka Warhorse, who's blowing it up right now, doing everything right. He threw out some handsome prick love, so I got to give him love for that. He posted on his social media account, you know, fans and everybody are always hooking him up with patches and shit for his vest. I seen him at what was it? One of the last few Black Label Pro shows. I hooked him up with a handsome prick patch. And he was posting it online, so, you know, getting that love, kind of spreading that word. I appreciate that. He's going to throw it on there. He was rocking some sick-ass, somebody gave him some sick-ass Death fucking patches. Huge fan of fucking Death. Great band. Check them out. So I got to give him love for that. But Warhorse is a guy, dude. These promos that he's been cutting are fucking amazing. Where he's like eating nails in a bowl of cereal. He's like just sitting there, like eating these fucking nails and then pouring milk in a bowl. Like 3 fucking bites of nails, dude. Like go to bed. You know, he's always
His promos are great.
dude. He's always ruling ass. He rules a lot of ass. And him and Danhausen, actually, the Warhausen thing is fucking killer. They posted a picture. Somebody did some fan art, I believe, of them, and it's the cover of Dio's Holy Diver, but it just rule ass. It says on there, and it says Warhausen on the bottom, and it's got like it's got Danhausen kind of coming out of the water like the preacher was on the cover of Dio, and then you got fucking Warhorse in the background like the devil and shit. It's fucking amazing, dude. It's got to happen as a shirt. But Warhorse, the fucking guy's blown up. You follow him on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook because he's doing some of the most creative ass fucking shit and entertaining shit that I've seen in a while, man. And I love some of his other promos where he's like leading people in there, drivers like, hey, there's a wrestling show, go check it out. Fucking rule your ass. It's all about ruling ass. I just can't get over that.
Yeah. His promos are like, so
It's
there's some guys in
do.
particular that just have fantastic promos right now, and he's
Yeah.
up there at the top.
Yeah, he's about to blow up big.
And
man.
Manser dude has great promos too, but
Yeah,
Warhorse, oh man,
Yeah,
it's
he's the
great.
current reigning defending independent wrestling TV.
You don't even
champ.
have to look too hard because they got his promos are so good, and I don't know if he did it or somebody else did it because my YouTube just
There's
played
like
it one day.
25 minutes.
There's
worth.
a compilation, or you just listen to his stuff for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's all so good.
yeah, he's good. He's a fucking great dude to talk to too.
Hyped.
Yeah, he's all about that fucking metal too. So you know we love that shit. So shout out to Warhorse. Check him out. Sreten, next for the old school. Who do we got for old school?
What did I got here?
This fucking guy. We're talking about Vampiro, motherfucker. Vampiro, a guy who has been in the business for damn near 30. He has to be close to 30 years. I mean, this guy was competing in CMLL and like AAA and shit way back in the day. Like, you remember Wrestling Buddies, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was before. I could be wrong. So once again, feel free to castrate me by calling the voicemail at 1-872-267-4199. Good Lord, it's fucking free. They did CMLL Wrestling Buddies, and like Vampiro was one of them. There's a bunch of other guys and shit. But this guy, I found him when watching WCW in the mid-90s, and he was coming out even before he got the shtick where he was coming out with the Misfits, which I thought was fucking kill,
Of course you do.
murder, death.
You like the Misfits.
No. I was waiting for you to say something about that. That's that murder, death, kill. I said out of order on purpose.
I wouldn't correct you on that. I don't
yeah.
know what any of that is.
That's whatever. Nick fucking Gage. Yeah. So before he was doing shit with them, he was just this weird, dark, brooding character. You know, he had a great moveset, kind of a little bit of martial arts mixed in with a little bit of lucha libre, and he was kind of a bigger dude. You know, he's kind of, I don't think many people know. I don't know his actual build, like height and weight and all that. But he always seemed like a big guy. You know, he had that fucking choke slam, which was killer. And then, the face paint, man, just super dark. And then to come out with the fucking Misfits, so badass. He did one thing he did, WCW, it was the ridiculous match with Sting where he set Sting on fire and fucking his whole body like sent Sting over the fucking Titantron or the scaffolding or whatever the fuck it was. I remember that shit. And the blood match where there was just like a bunch of gallons of blood dropping down in the fucking ring. He was just a cool dude, you know. He was a punk rock motherfucker, kind of that rebel character, rock and roll dude. He was also a part of the Guardian Angels, which I think he might still be, probably still is to this day. Not only that, you guys might know him from Lucha Underground as a commentator, who I thought, man, dude, as a commentator, I thought he killed it.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fucking great. And not only that, for him to jump back in the ring like he did and launch a little-known luchador by the name of Pentagon Jr., which that Pentagon got launched from that fucking match that they did in Lucha Underground. It was insane. I love Vampiro. He was a little bit older, a little bit heavier. Probably shouldn't have been going in the ring, but he did, and it wasn't bad. And he came out, he had like this kind of undead Pope looking shit. Like, once again, kind of this underworld, afterlife, rock and roll, punk rock vibe, which was so cool and so unique to his character throughout the years. What they used to call him, like Vampiro Canadianese. I can't even Canadianese, right? However you fucking say that. I'm not bilingual, bisexual. No, I'm not that either.
How can people correct you?
They could call the voicemail at 1-872-267-4199. Good Lord, it's free. Vampiro,
still active, still doing stuff.
Yeah, still doing it, and he's also dealing with early onset dementia.
Yeah.
So, shout out to him. Hope he gets better. He is a guy you can find a lot of his shit. WWE Network. He's got a lot of his WCW stuff, and go down that YouTube wormhole and check him out. He's one of those guys that was a great character, and he had kind of like that great Muda-esque type shit too, where he do the and spit the fucking.
He's got some great interviews
green
online
mist.
too, to talking about his history and different events and stuff.
Yeah, he's got a really good one with what's her name, Alicia Atu. Yeah, former guest of the Juice Pro Wrestling Podcast, courtesy of Warrior Wrestling. You like that? You see what I did there? Yeah, very clever. But yeah, those are your guys to check out for the week. That's your homework to do. And speaking of homework, so this whole month, this is the last episode of October, all right? We're keeping it creepy. We're keeping it real. We did the JPDUB 31 Days of Fear. Let me tell you a little bit about that. It's been fucking tedious. But I've gotten some good feedback from a lot of you out there. So thank you to everybody that has participated and interacted in this. And what we've been doing is, it's October, right? Kind of, you knew it was going to happen. 31 days, 31 movies.
Yeah.
Horror movies, obviously. Now, there was no specifics for this for me. I'm a big horror buff, but to me, horror is anything, scary that, well, I would say involves scary, like murder, blood, guts, and also comedy. We're big Army of Darkness, Evil Dead guys. I fucking love it. Hey.
We got a toy.
Baby, you got real ugly. That's just what we call pillow talk.
We got what are those? What is Wallace just lifted a pop? What is it?
Vinyl pop.
Vinyl pop of Ash.
Yeah. So we've been doing this thing with the movies, right? It's been really fun. It's been cool to kind of get my it's been a collective thing, but mainly just me telling these guys what movies to post about, even if they haven't seen it.
It was fun, but it was also like a proof that maybe some of your current team members don't have the discipline that they should. Man, I don't know how many texts I got where you're like, "Hey, bro, it's time for the video," and I'm like, "Oh man, can I skip a day?" But it's literally for 30 days.
Yeah,
and I only have to do a third of those. So
yeah. So what we did,
lock it down, bro. But it was fun.
Yeah, and we, every I would do one. Then it would go Bodie, then Sreten. Yeah. And like I said, huge props and love to all you guys out there who've enjoyed. I've gotten a lot of personal feedback on this. People who found it very useful and have watched this. And that, to me, that was the whole point. To use our reach and brand to get across some of the shit that I like to talk about, which is horror. And this was the perfect fucking time to do it. And there may be a lot of imitators, but there ain't none better than the JPDUB. From day one, which was Return to Living Dead, and we can go down the list. Once it's said and done, I think the first week of November, I'll probably put out the actual finalized list of what we chose as our 31 movies. And I can't, next year it'll be something totally different. So I can't wait to pick those. But I tried to go a little outside the box, not just the norm. Now, we did have some, maybe people would have suspected Evil Dead was going to be on there. I think we did Nightmare on Elm Street.
Bubba Hotep.
I don't think people really expected that, but stuff like that. But Nightmare on Elm Street, still, that was as a kid for me, that was my
same
key to unlocking the door of horror.
Yep.
As like a young 5-year-old kid, like Freddy Krueger, it was the shit for me, and it just opened this door to this world of It's great. Horror is something to me much like grindcore and wrestling, where you can do whatever you want. and it's just under that guise of that one thing. Like horror can be funny, it can be dramatic, it can be action packed, it could be sad, scary, whatever you want.
The list kind of sprinkled everything.
Yes,
I mean we had some old Peter Jackson movies.
Yeah, we had and which involved a lot of gore.
Yeah, super low budget creative gore.
Yeah, and comedy. To now where we're at more of the end of the list, where I got a little more sci-fi on you motherfuckers, and got some John Carpenter shit in there with like They Live and The Thing, both movies that are well known, but there are some really obscure ones on there for those of you out there who aren't familiar with like Lucio Fulci, one of the guys who he's like I call him the gore father because he's this Italian director that was known for just heavy gore. But he had just, I don't know how to even put it into words. Like he is amazing. So there's a lot of his movies that you need to check out, guys that praise like Argento and films like Suspiria and shit. But Fulci is up there for me. Like there's a lot, I don't even want to say him right now because next year I got to put him on the list. There's a lot of his movies that obviously we couldn't go through. I wanted to do, more. I know you're a big Army of Darkness guy. So am I. The reason I did just the first Evil Dead was, kind of covers all three.
Yeah, it covers all three.
Yeah. And let you guys know that, any of those films that contain sequels, obviously like Nightmare on Elm Street, I didn't want to, pick out a certain one because truth be told, I like them all.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get like that brand out to you guys. So it was very cool to do this and see what, it was kind of like homework for the listeners out there. Like I want you to either revisit or discover what we're telling you every day. And through social media, we were able to do that. Facebook, I mean, we went hard in the paint. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, every day. You would get not only like your movie poster with the details or description of the movie, you get the fucking videos we did through, Instagram and YouTube, which were either funny or serious or whatever. It was fun.
Mine were hilarious.
Some of them were pretty good, except for that last one.
I got tired.
I don't even know what the last one is yet.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be the best one. Because I'm going to cover The Notebook.
Yeah, that should probably have been the first one. But yeah, that was some, I was very proud of that list. And I hope that you guys had a lot of fun interacting with it as much as I did putting it out. And a lot of tears and heartache, trying to fucking crack the whip on Bruiser Bodie and Sreten the Savage here. Like, I need a fucking video! But yeah, I hope in the long run that you guys maybe found something you never fucking seen before and got turned on to. So, yeah, thank you. And if you guys are out there, trick-or-treating, doing your things, pulling pranks and wangs, then, be safe. Have fun because it's my favorite fucking holiday. I love Halloween. We're all big horror buffs around here. I love every fucking thing about it. So be safe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. If you want, subscribe on any fucking podcasting platform. Hit us up via Jazo Modcast. We're syndication in California. We're everywhere. We're worldwide, brother. Yeah. And don't forget to call that voicemail at 1-872-267-4199. And tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Hey, man, these motherfuckers are spreading their legs. They're spreading the word. They talk about comic books. They're talking about horror movies. They're talking about wrestling. All kinds of shit that we like. All kinds of shit.
Tell
Video games.
everybody in your life about the show.
Tell them, you think this is some kind of motherfucking game?
And be so serious about it.
Yeah. This is a way of life. We got to wet them up, wet them up, wet them up.
Happy Halloween, I'm so wet. You better suck cocks.
You gonna do sex to me?